This is my deck. Thanks to these new MDC Bolt lands like Disciple of Freyles and Fell the Profane and Bridgeworks Battle and Bogart Trawler, in conjunction with the old ones, Games Awakening, Turn Timber Symbiosis, you can make a really freaking powerful Garblin Charbelcher deck. Because you have no cards that are a land on their face, but you have plenty of lands. And Timeless is a format where you can play Dark Ritual, and you get to play one channel. Channel and Demonic Tutor are legal but restricted, so you get one copy of each. And then we fill it out with some Assemble the Teams. The other key card, Beseech the Mirror, which is why we want these cheap artifacts, and the Ley Lines of Sanctity. And Ley Lines of Sanctity, it's also there to protect you from Thoughtseize. Don't want to get Thoughtseize. That's a bad time. And the other hot tech with Beseech the Mirror is Beseech. If you have a Charbelcher in your hand when you Beseech the Mirror, you can grab either Channel or, more usually, Ironcrag Feet, because this gives you exactly Charbelcher mana to play and activate it on the same turn. So you can Beseech the Mirror, and it's 4 mana, so you can Beseech the Mirror for Ironcrag Feet, and then cast your Charbelcher immediately. Sideboard cards, Pact of Negation. This is to protect your Charbelcher on the turn you're casting it, or even on their turn, because you just have to set a stop on your upkeep so that you can activate your Charbelcher to get the kill while your Pact of Negation, you lose the game effect is on the stack. Haywire Might comes in the sideboard basically every game, because this will take out most of the things your opponents will play to try and muck with you once they know you're on Charbelcher. Assassin's Trophy, it's the same idea, except it's not. If your Haywire Might's vulnerable, this might be a better option. It's usually just an additional Haywire Might kind of thing. Thoughtseize is pretty situational. I'm generally not bringing it in, but if I really need to get something out of their hand, because I don't have good ways to deal with it otherwise, it's an option. Leyline of the Void, also good at just mucking. They're just powerful graveyard strategies, and you can just muck them. Particularly, their decks running around that will Grief and then reanimate Grief on turn 1 to grieve you twice. And a Leyline of Sanctity is the better bet, but just replacing your Mishra's Baubles with Leylines of the Voids gives you a better out. Gives you more starting hands that are going to be at least semi-protected and, slow down your opponent so you have more time to do your thing. And Culling Ritual, it hits Pithing Needle. Sometimes you bring it in if all their ways of attacking you are 1 or 2 mana. But if they're playing Leyline of Sanctity, the Culling Ritual is not very good. I don't think I've ever cast. I've brought it in, but I don't think I've cast it. And I should say, I've been having a really good record with this deck. I have my stats. I'm currently I have a 70% win rate with this deck. I'm 44-18. So that's pretty fucking good. Let's see if we can win one more match. Thanks, Ted. And hit Mythic. So playing this deck, you're not really playing Magic the Gathering. This deck is actually, it's much closer to playing a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Since I've been messing around with Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's what this deck feels like. It feels like a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Because you're just searching for this string of cards that will all synergize together to win you the game. Kind of out of nowhere. So we've got Dark Ritual. We've got a Leyline of Sanctity. And we've got to Beseech the Mirror. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to play Chromatic Sphere. And turn 2, I could Beseech, but I'm probably gonna... I think I'm gonna assemble the team so that I can win on turn 3. Because I'd rather... It's safer to activate the Charbelcher the turn I play it. And this my opponent's deck isn't going to have a counter spell or anything, and I have Leyline, so I'm not worried about hand attack. Opponent's wasting their turn drawing cards. It's good for us. He's going to hit me for 9. Which is trouble. So now we're just dead next turn. I actually don't have the turn to wait around. That's bad. I think I'm just dead. Here, I can do this. We can take a cantrip draw. Nope. Oh, that's a game. So, Arclight Phoenix. Scary as hell. Leyline of the Voids. We need them. I'm also just going to bring in the Haywire Mites so that I'm not dead to Pissing Needle. Or whatever. So that hand was just a turn too slow. This format's can be pretty nuts. I'm going to keep this because of the Leyline of the Void, even though we don't have any fast mana. because I know my opponent's deck is committed a lot to graveyard strategies, and just being able to have them locked out of that means I feel okay about having to sit around and wait. I think I'll be able to live, and maybe I'm wrong, but you know, you can't do everything. Ashiok. Okay. No Charbelcher's hit yet. Yeah, might as well. That's pretty bad. Pretty bad draw. Need a land to be able to cast a Beseech the Mirror. Well, even one black land is not going to do it, actually. We're pretty slow here. But this ley line is doing a good job. Alright, now if we draw a Charbelcher, if we draw a black source, these are all good draws. That thing did its job. Oh, another Ashiok. God damn it. We would have drawn a Dark Ritual. Channel. Well, that means if we draw a Charbelcher, we can win. But now we're under the clock. That's not a Charbelcher. those cards were a Charbelcher. Ugh. Play that because why not? Got about 2 turns. There's still... There it is. And we got there. So I want Assassin's Trophy. I'll take another Chromatic Sphere. Chromatic Sphere is kind of bad. It's definitely the worst of all our eggs. Because it doesn't draw you a card if you sacrifice it to some other effect. And it only produces 1 mana. Off 1 mana. It only cycles or changes the color for 1 color of mana. And in some cases we need to do multiple, so the Wizard Rockets are a better card in this deck, even though it comes into play tapped. So this is a hand where we have no disruption, but we have everything we need to win the game on turn 2 if we don't get disrupted. And this guy was using Ashiok, which is a 3 mana card. It's his disruption, so... Let's see, I think we just win. There's a slight chance we draw the Eisencrag off that, but then we can just go find channel. Does he have something? No, he does not. G fucking G. There's Show Me the Mythic.